Arthur in the third set.
Standing ovation for Arthur Ashe.
Borg now at match point. There it is. Great backhand by Borg for a perfect ending.
So he takes away a victory point from the defending champion, Laver. And now today, in the men's singles final, Björn Borg meets veteran Arthur Ashe, the winner to move into a first-place tie toward the $50,000 first prize. Eight of the greatest stars in the game, playing for $195,000 in the World Invitational Tennis Classic. Competing on equal terms, for women, Yvonne Goolagong, Virginia Wade, Sue Barker, Martina Navratilova, and for men, Laver, Björn Borg, Arthur Ashe, Eli Nastase. From Sea Pines Plantation, Hilton Head Island, South Carolina, in this setting of incomparable beauty. First prize is $50,000, with $30,000 going to the runner-up, the best in world tennis. Welcome again to the World Invitational Tennis Classic, our 10th match coming up, and it's one that I know all of you viewers would look forward to. As a result of semifinal victories, Björn Borg today meets Arthur Ashe in the men's singles finals. Pancho Gonzalez, the great, is here, and he's going to love this match because when the men play singles, and especially when so much is at stake, he really gets up for it.
Well, I think that Borg is one of the greatest clay court players I've ever seen, and I enjoy watching him because he wants to win, he works hard to win, and he's just exciting. He covers a lot of court, which is going to make it very difficult for Arthur Ashe.
Pancho, we keep talking about victory points as we have for the past 4 years in our series, and they are the important thing. Yvonne Goolagong is in the lead with 3. She has no further matches here, whereas Björn Borg has the mixed doubles yet to be played a week from today. But if Arthur Ashe can win today, he would tie Yvonne Goolagong, and then it would really be confusing. We'd have to go to percentage of games won and lost because they would both have 2 singles victories. But Björn Borg will be in great shape if he wins today.
I would say so, and I'm very anxious also to watch Arthur play again a good singles match on clay because he seems to have kind of found himself, and it looks like a very exciting match.
You mean you're predicting that Arthur Ashe will defeat Björn Borg?
Now, it's going to take a little bit more than Arthur's improvement on clay to beat Borg. I'm going to predict that Borg's going to win the singles.
Thank you, Pancho. Now let's go down to courtside and bring in our colleague, Andrea Kirby.
Chris and Pancho, these two players, Björn Borg and Arthur Ashe, are two of the ones that seldom show any emotion on the court. Björn Borg, I happen to never really lets anything get to him. Arthur Ashe, on the other hand, probably is affected by some of the things that happen during a match, but he just keeps it inside him. Ashe has been very intense throughout this series. Even when he's won a match, he hasn't showed any elation, and when he's lost, he doesn't seem any different. He just is very intense and getting this far in this series in the men's finals. However, I happen to think he'll have a lot of trouble beating Björn Borg on this surface. The men's singles finals between Björn Borg and Arthur Ashe will begin in a moment.
Now we're getting set for this key match. 21-year-old Björn Borg, 33-year-old Arthur Ashe. And Pancho, while we have a moment, let's take a look at the point standings toward the $50,000 first prize in our World Invitational Tennis Classic. Needless to say, it's a beautiful setting here. This series has been a favorite of not only the players, but our television viewers as well.
And Yvonne Goolagong, leading with 3 points, has a good lead now, but Björn Borg, should he win this singles match and then has the mixed doubles event, is really, I think, in the best spot because he's such a strong favorite in the singles that Arthur's going to have to produce the same kind of tennis that he did against Eli Nastase to even have a chance.
This is the 4th annual World Invitational Tennis Classic, and we've had exciting matches all 4 years, and today is no exception. Now to the man who's added so much to the game of tennis, umpire Mike.
This is the final match in the World Invitation Tennis Classic. This match will be the best of 3 sets. In the event that games in any set reach 6-all, the 12-point tiebreaker will be in effect. The first player to win 7 points with a margin of at least 2 points wins the tiebreaker and the set. Borg has won the toss and elected to receive.
The umpire in the chair today is Mike Blanchard, and he's just indicated that Björn Borg has won the toss, Pancho, and has elected to receive.
Yes, and I'd like to know why Borg would do that. I used to do that. I may have been one of the first to start doing that, even though I had a great serve. But I always felt that the first 2 or 3 games of a match, players were a little bit on the cold side, and if a fella had a big serve, opportunity to catch him immediately before he gets warmed up. So I don't know exactly why Borg would do it, because Borg's got a great return of serve and a good serve, and maybe he's thinking just the same way.
Little strategy here right off, and we haven't had the first serve, so it's going to be very, very interesting. There is a little feeling between these 2 players as a result of some comments and some actions during the men's doubles finals. You may remember 2 weeks ago, Borg was paired with Nastasi, and Borg indicated later that he didn't like the things Arthur said to his buddy Ile.
Well, I think it goes deeper than that. This has been known to exist for many, many years since Arthur, and I think since the U.S. Open, that Nastasi beat Arthur, and if you recall, Arthur made some comment, and all Nastasi did was flash the winner's check.
Aha. 15 love. It is a hot day on this island of Hilton Head, and bright. Out. No breeze, center court, capacity crowd. Standing room only. That's the importance of this match, and the 2 great players in it.
Arthur, with very minimum of effort, really hitting that serve tremendously hard. A good feeling when you know you can swing that easy and still get that much power on the shot. Good overhead smash by Björn, who chose to hit a volley off of an approach shot there instead of a ground stroke. Arthur's tactics to loop the ball kind of like a Harold Solomon style. Who knows, it might be effective. Björn certainly enjoys hitting a low ball a lot easier than he does the high bouncing ball. Patience shown here by both players as they already are set to play from the baseline. There's a great forehand by Borg. And followed up by a beautiful overhead smash. No chance for Arthur.
And made it look routine. So they make everything look so easy. You
30-0. No, but the first few games you want to make sure you hit the ball solidly. You don't want to rush things. Usually it takes 3 or 4 games to just get your muscles really moving freely in a match. And a good top spin approach shot by Borg. Deep into the corner. Too difficult for Arthur. Now an opportunity here in the first game for Borg to break serve, 30-40.
Long first game of the first set, best of 3.
And a forehand error gives the first game to Björn Borg.
Before the second game of the first set gets underway, let's take this pause.
He wins the first game.
We're at Sea Pines Racket Club. Great match underway after the first game. Björn Borg winning it. Long first game, and now he'll be serving in the second game in our best-of-3 format.
And I suggest Arthur better not try a Solomon movement against Björn Borg, or he'll end up with the same result that Harold Solomon did last year in the U.S. Pro Championship. You can't out-patience Mr. Patience. Björn Borg will stand back there all day long and hit ground strokes. You must go to the net on him at the first opportunity. Here's 2 pioneers by Arthur Ashe, putting Borg 30 love.
Had a little bit of a test match in the doubles competition. They had a lot of opportunities to hit shots at each other. They seemed to work on it. But this is for real now in the men's singles final. Worth a victory point.
And there's a banging ground stroke effort by both players, with Borg again coming out on top, 40 love.
Don't forget that Arthur Ashe has come from behind, lost in his 2 victory points. In each case, he lost the first set, only to come on and win the next 2.
And he misjudged that. Game to Björn Borg, leading 2 love in the first set.
And the 21-year-old setting the pace here in the first set, best of 3. Here's a bit been setting the pace all over America, the 1977 Ford Chateau Club Wagon. It'll be awarded to the player serving the most aces. And as we take a look at the standings, Arthur Ashe tied with Rod Laver. Laver has no further opportunities to serve an ace, but Arthur Ashe, if he serves one in this match today, Pancho, he will win the Chateau Club Wagon.
And I like his chances, Chris. He has one of the biggest serves in the game, and even though he's having a slow start right now, he is about ready to serve. And he's a little wild. He still hasn't relaxed his system. A good service producing a weak return. Wild with the forehand. Love 15.
A butterfly. I'm not sure if it's a monarch, but bothered Arthur.
Forehand by Borg, deep, 15-all. Arthur, with a very tall stance, good long reach, should not be all that bothered with Borg's high bouncing shots unless they're deep. Borg has a little trouble controlling his depth. He plays more for power.
Good point.
And he has some good passing shots, so you can't go in on nothing.
15-30.
In our aces department, we have an interesting situation. Rod Laver, who has completed play with 5, and the man serving now with 5. So if he can ace in this match, he will win the 1977 Chateau Club Wagon from the Ford Motor Company.
Nice position.
Borg has only 1 ace thus far in our series.
And another approach shot by Arthur catches the net, and he's again in trouble, 15-40.
You know, Pancho, last night, Björn Borg told us that he was very aware and conscious of the fact that he could be number 1 and wants to be number 1. So for a 20-year-old, he's thinking properly.
Is he 20 years old, 21 years old?
Well, he's in between.
In between. I'll say this, that in the doubles that they played, he showed some anger and emotion that I had never seen in him. And I made a comment then that I thought it was good because he needs that killer instinct. And to dominate players like Arthur Ashe, Ely Nastasi, and Jim Connors, who themselves are very dominating, you have to get above them. And Borg, as a youngster, lacks in that one quality, and this is what he has to pick up.
So losing that game with a double fault, Pancho, puts Borg out on top 3 games to love here in the first set in our best-of-3 format. Pancho, let's look back, videotape replay. First serve, Arthur Ashe. Coming into view will be a beautiful butterfly. Will that break his concentration?
I don't think so, Chris. If it was a bumblebee, it might scare him to death, but a butterfly, no. And he does have the opportunity to stop the toss and take another serve.
And with that, we'll be right back. The applause from the capacity crowd here at Center Court, Sea Pines Racket Club, for our men's singles final between Arthur Ashe and Björn Borg. Borg leading and serving here in the first set, 3 games to love.
And there's another one of Borg's famous double-handed backhand passing shots, showing no respect for Arthur's approach, which was very well hit. 15 love. There's a beautiful backhand deep, right at the corner near the baseline. Very difficult for anyone to handle. 15 all. Borg, first serve in, nice and deep, too difficult for Arthur. 30-15. Borg leading 3 love. Mostly from the fact that he has not made many errors. And there's Arthur again, returning serve and moving into the net. A very difficult shot to make for Arthur. Nevertheless, this is what he's going to have to do to penetrate Borg's defenses. Weak forehand. 40-30. And Borg at 40-30, an opportunity to go ahead 4 games to love in the first set. This time the serve bounced too high. Arthur thinks it may have been a let ball.
I sort of felt the same.
Well, he looked at the court judge. The court judge shook his head no, it was not. The game to Björn Borg, 4 love, first set. And here we have the replay. Arthur Ashe, as a professional, should really be prepared to play every shot. Now, we can't tell if it was a let ball, and I have a feeling that Arthur's biggest problem is Björn Borg.
As we look at Borg, going back to what we mentioned earlier in his comment last night where he was aware of the fact he could be #1 and would like to be, Pancho, I think you could follow up because you were in that position at a young age and you had some great competition to get out of the way.
Well, I had one guy who stood in my way very heavily, and I would say that as a 21-year-old, 20-year-old, people thought that I would never be a good player because I didn't have the killer instinct. I enjoyed playing. But after Kramer beat me on the tour, and I saw the killer instinct that he had, I developed the temperament towards wanting to win that made me more of an angry competitor. And I improved my tennis because of it. And I think that this is something that maybe Borg has to develop, because you just can't go out there and win it on shots alone. You have to want to have the determination to beat your opponents. And there's Borg rushing the play, standing at 4 love and not easing up one bit. Love 30.
Opening this 5th game with a double fault, Arthur Ashe in the south end of the center court.
Forehand approach by Arthur, but Borg is right there, backhand down the line, love 40. Another chance for Borg to break serve. Arthur really, you know, he had a kind of a killer instinct, but what I always disliked about Arthur was his practice sessions. I didn't think he practiced as much as he should have on some of the weak shots that we all have, and we should practice more than the others. And the determination comes out in your practice as well as in your play. And there's Arthur slipping, missing an easy shot, and game to Borg.
Borg leading 5 games to love.
He leads 5 games
A
to
fast-moving first set here at Sea Pines Racket Club. We'll return with more action after this. Björn Borg leading Arthur Ashe 5-love here in the first set, best of 3 men's singles finals. And as you can see, it's a very warm day here, center court. Capacity crowd watching this final match for the men in the singles competition, Pancho. And I guess 12 years younger makes a difference on a day like this.
Well, it might make a difference later on in the match if they get into a third set. But in this case, I think Arthur is just not bending his knees. He's not playing the shots careful enough. Björn Borg is winning a lot of free points, and Arthur's really got to put this stuff together. And no matter how he gets the ball over the net, he must get the ball over the net and realize that he's going to have to hit a lot of shots to beat this young kid.
It seems to me that Björn's doing everything just a little faster in this match. Seems he is more intense about winning here than he has been for some time.
Well, I think when you get to a 5-love lead and you're an experienced player such as Borg is, even though he's only 21 years old, that he knows he has to concentrate. And it's pretty hard to improve over a 5-love lead, you know, because Arthur Ashe is going to pick himself up and Borg's just got to keep it up.
Borg serving, leading 5 games to love. First set.
Reached that even though he was slipping and sliding with tremendous speed of foot. Borg, once he gets moving, love 15. Nice drop shot by Arthur Ashe, but it's hard to believe that those are the perfect shots you have to make in order to win points off Borg. There's the type of play that Arthur will have to perfect to get back into this match. Love 30.
Love 30.
Arthur, of course, wouldn't be more relaxed now that he's so far behind. And he had Borg moving in the wrong direction, but couldn't make the shot. 15-30. And as you could see, Arthur's drop shot had no effect on Borg, easily reaching it. Borg, with one of his rare slice backhands down the line, missed the line. 15-40. A chance here for Arthur to break serve and win his first game of this match. And that backhand was wide. 30-40. 30-40. No pattern to Borg's play, you know. Just hit hard, clean passing shots. He doesn't even worry about whether or not he gets his first serve in, because he hasn't served very well off that first serve. Borg with one of the best high forehand drives I have ever seen, with a topspin motion.
Like that?
Yes. And drop volley that fell short. Game to Arthur Ashe.
Coming in the 6th game of the first set, best of 3 men's singles finals in the World Invitational Tennis Classic in its 4th year. Total purse of $195,000. 8 players, 4 men, 4 women, equal opportunity. Van Goulegong leading with 3 victory points. Ashe has 2. Borg has 2. A week from today, Björn Borg will be teamed with that honey, Sue Barker.
She's really won the hearts of the crowd and people and everyone around here, and has played some super doubles for a young lady who's not supposed to know how to play doubles.
And they'll be going against Elina Stasi and Martina Navratilova for the mixed doubles title.
Bjorn is just really incredible the way he hits with so much power. You know, if you put enough topspin on the ball, it comes over the net. It takes the appearance of like an egg coming over and distorts the ball enough. And of course, there he
is. He has won the service aces.
And here's a replay of the last service ace. He really got up very high on this and allowed him to extend fully with a lot of power. But what also helped him was he hit the outside of the line where the line kind of just leans outward, and it helped the ball skip away from the court.
6 service aces, and in serving 6, he has won the 1977 Ford Chateau Club wagon.
That should make him feel a lot better.
Will it make him play better?
Well, I think Borg has a lot to say about this, and, you know, he's got to really concentrate and not make those silly errors he's made earlier. That backhand wide.
15-40.
He's just not able to do very much here on this court against Björn Borg, who is using tremendous power off of both ground strokes to overpower Arthur Ashe. 15-40 and set point.
What an opportunity to be invited to this series, Pancho.
With the prize money getting as big as it is, and the minimum prize money, and the great playing conditions, I tell you, we never had it like this in my day. And there it is, first set to Borg.
Björn Borg wins the first set in the best of 3, 6 games to 1.
New ball, Borg.
Björn Borg winning the first set best of 3, 6-1 over Arthur Ashe. Now let's join Andrea Kirby with Arthur.
Arthur, in losing that first set, you seemed to do better when you came to the net. Would you try to do that more in the second set?
Well, the problem is I just can't get to the net. He's hitting the ball with so much topspin, which he usually does. The only way I can get to the net is gamble by hitting a return of serve and coming to the net, or getting my first serve in and coming to the net. But I'm not getting my first serve in either, so in the backcourt, I'm no match for him. That's just facts of life. He's just much better back there than I am. But the only chance I have to win is to get up there. But right now I can't get up there because I'm not serving well and I'm not returning well.
Good luck in the second set.
Pancho, now the first set statistics.
Well, these statistics really indicate that Borg has command with the fact that he's made fewer errors. And I think Arthur Ashe has got to get himself together physically and especially mentally. He just thinks he can't win.
Here's the winner of the first set in the best of 3, Björn Borg. And he's with charming Andrea Kirby.
Bjorn, even when you were leading, 4-0, you never let up for a second, and our colleague Pancho Gonzalez mentioned that maybe you've got more of a killer instinct now that you lost a big one at Forest Hills, but you're aiming to be number 1.
That's true. I want to show that I can play well tennis, and now, for instance, this tournament, if I win this match against Ashe, I win the whole thing, so I really want to win this one, and I'm really concentrate and...
Played him enough to know that he does come back pretty well. Are you going to just keep doing the same thing you are?
I think the important thing on clay against Arthur is to have a good depth on the ball. If you hit too many short balls, then he has a very good approach shot, and then you have to pass very well. But in the first set, I had good depth, and he was making a lot of errors from the baseline.
Good luck in the second set. Chris?
All right. Björn Borg does a very good job at expressing himself, Pancho.
Very concentrated, even in the conversation there. Certainly aware of the fact that the big money lays on this match, and very eager to win the main events.
Imagine that, a native of Sweden with a home in Monte Carlo.
And I think he was a little bit disturbed here recently. He's a very close friend of Anastasi's. They travel a lot together, and he kind of wants to get back at Arthur, I think, for some of the mimicking that went on during their doubles match. So he's putting additional pressure on now as he's serving with new balls, and he moved in there with a volley. He play almost any game that you let him play. Well, no chance for Arthur. 100-mile-an-hour overhead, or maybe even more. 30 love.
Incredible. Björn Borg winning the first set 6-1. That won't do it.
And number one, it's a very difficult shot to do. Borg is quick enough to run it down, even if it's hit perfectly. And it's just a bad percentage shot against a very fast player. And there, Borg, you can see on the screen, right down the line with a big topspin for the first game of the second set.
And let's get another look at that last point, Pancho.
All right, Chris. Björn Borg serving to Arthur Ashe. Arthur takes the ball, moves in. Arthur's made a real good shot, but unfortunately, he hit it to Björn Borg's favorite shot, the forehand, which went right down the line.
Borg leading Ashe 1-love. Perfect spot to bring in Pancho with his pointers, and today concentrating on style and footwork.
Arthur Ashe here, known for his big serve, really gets into it and jumps up to give him a little more consistency. On his ground strokes, his backhand, his very famous backhand, an underslice where he leaned forward and shifted the weight to the front foot. Now, he's not recovered very, very quickly to the center court, and I think this is what's troubling him in his match, is that his footwork is a little bit slow. Is getting him back into the position for the next shot. Now he's moving to the forehand, and here is a very terrible position for him where he was falling backwards on his rear foot and just sliced the ball. You must get in position, turn your body, bend your knees, and really lean forward in the shot. Now here's a good example off of his backhand, which is his best shot. He gets back into the center of the court. He still holds back on the backhand, expecting it. Here he gets set, racket back very early. This time he gets into the shot beautifully. A little slow still with his footwork, getting back into the center of the court. Maybe he's kind of losing his confidence about the slippery court. Here's a high backhand, and you can see that he watched the ball carefully and concentrated more on hitting that right in the center. The high backhand is a very difficult shot. Arthur handles it a little better than most because he is very, very tall. But a difficult shot, you should only try to hit it in the center of the racket and just be happy that you got it back into the court. Arthur now running wide. He's not known to be a big scrambler, but with his reach, he manages to get a lot of shots. Björn Borg now, also a very good service action, but is not so dependent on winning the points with his serve. He hits the serve in, has a nice solid topspin serve, and he likes to stay in the baseline with tremendous passing shots, good consistency, good footwork, and try to win points on clay with the baseline type of a game. This is a very unorthodox type of a stroke, this forehand. I would not recommend for you to try to practice it because it takes an amount of practice that only a professional has, and it takes a very, very strong wrist. His backhand, he stays very low and he shifts his weight forward just as he hits it, and then he turns back and tries to get back into the center of the court. Björn Borg, with his footwork, is really one of the great ground stroke artists that we have ever had on clay. Here he is running wide for a forehand, one of the few fellas who can hit with an open stance. Now, for the average person, he wouldn't be able to do this with good results, but Björn Borg, with the strong forearm that he has, can do it. And so again, I recommend that you try not to imitate this shot, as I think it's too difficult for the average player to learn. But his footwork, this is a thing of beauty. He's very quick on the tennis court, and he also is a very quick thinker. He gets a jump on the ball. Here he is moving into a backhand, no, a forehand, but he's caught and he slips and slides back into position. He keeps his feet constantly moving, he bends his knees, he hits right through the ball. When you bend your knees, it allows you to sort of straighten up right through the shot. Here he goes for a forehand with an open stance, but he still got very, very low, and it helped his balance when he was sliding into the shot. Quickly moves back into the center of the court for the next shot. Again, he goes over to the forehand. He can hit the forehand with an open stance. I don't recommend this for the average player, but he has a great, great forehand.
Second game after this. We're now moving into the second game of the second set. If you just joined us, we're in the men's finals of the World Invitational Tennis Classic. Björn Borg winning the first set 6-1, leading here in the second 1-love. Ashe to serve.
There's a serve and volley movement by Arthur Ashe, and it paid off. I'm not going to say, you know, that he would win with this style of play, because it's not the type of play you want to use on clay, but it's certainly going to do better than what he's been doing. And there it is again. A good first serve. Arthur moves in for the volley. 30-love.
Isn't that a beautiful serve?
With his height and reach, but he's got to get up to the ball. Concentrate.
And Pancho, he hasn't held serve yet.
Serve is not that important on clay. You work around it. There's a time where it's going in on a second serve. He got past. But sometimes, you know, a situation like this, the more ground strokes that Borg hits, the more he would groove the shot. By serving and rushing the net, you allow him to hit only one shot. He cannot really get it grooved. There's Arthur, a little bit slow getting in. Again passed with a backhand, 30-all.
30-all.
Oh, this incredible weather. Wish we could bottle it.
Arthur again with a four-seam forehand off of a short return, now at 40-30. He needs a good start in the second set to give himself any kind of a chance in this match. Changing, moving over to his left a little more. And Borg setting it up with a good return of serve, moves in easily for the put away. Deuce. He's just destroying Arthur. Arthur is so confused, he can't seem to get any kind of a plan of attack. That high forehand of Borg's, which he knows how to handle. And there was an incredible top spin, but it carried wide of the mark. Advantage Arthur Ashe. Arthur has tried just about every shot in the book. On that point, he hit a short backhand cross court, bringing Borg in a little bit. And he tried a short one again, but he missed it, falling short of the mark. Deuce. Even the crowd reaction is sympathizing with Arthur. Can't seem to get the game going. Beautiful serve. Advantage Arthur Ashe. And there you see, clear across the court from one corner to the other, reaching the drop shot and making a forehand topspin put away. Back to deuce. And Arthur fooling him. This is what you call wrong footing your opponent. Wait until he moves in one direction and hit behind him. Advantage Arthur Ashe. That time the drop shot paid off for Arthur. And that one produced a deep shot by Borg. Game to Arthur Ashe.
So the games are 1-all in the second set. And if you just joined us, Björn Borg won the first set, as you see, 6 games to 1. Now, Pancho, will be Björn Borg serving. Third game, second set.
This is a kind of a movement that Arthur made to be able to make payoff, not necessarily with a drop shot, but the short shot bringing Borg into the net. Borg is not a great volleyer. He's quick and he's a good volleyer, and his approach shots are a little bit loose when he has to hit from a low position. Getting a lot out of his game with a few junk shots and short shots and making Borg volley.
30.
Borg, love 30. Arthur going for a big shot into the tape. 15-30. Borg still playing his own style of play. Baseline, hitting hard, high top spins, angles. And a big overhead smash by Borg, 30-all.
Third game, second set. The games are 1-all. Mike Blanchard, the umpire in the chair. Much traveled, Mike Blanchard.
And how?
Have a great event, and he's there doing it.
And there's Arthur taking advantage of the left ball that fell short. Moved in deep with a backhand. And an opportunity here for a service break for Arthur Ashe. And that forehand by Arthur was deep. That's the deuce. That forehand is brought by the fact that Borg's shot landed very deep, and with a topspin it just kicked up and it's very hard to handle. And there, again, the short shot paying off for Arthur Ashe. Borg's style of approach is not to hit it deep and move in behind it, but to actually hit it. And it's hitting inside of the court like that, it's pretty hard to keep it in. Arthur again with a chance to break serve. And look at this one. A slow, easy ball produces the service break.
So, for the first time, Arthur Ashe is in the lead, and here in the second set, after 3 games, he leads 2 games to 1.
He leads 2 games to...
The knowledgeable spectators here at Center Court Sea Pines Racquet Club appreciating the play of Arthur Ashe, and in particular of 21-year-old Björn Borg, now coming out to receive Ashe to serve here in the 4th game of the second set.
And he really has his hand full, too. As Arthur, starting with a little change in style with the moon balls, may help him.
Look at those.
Borg moving in off of the short return, put away, love 15. You know, it's interesting if you watch how Borg, even on those high bouncing balls, will allow the ball to come down to his waist level where he has a much more natural swing. Good serve by Arthur. And he easily fools Borg on the next shot, 15-all. Hitting the ball at your waistline is usually the easiest and the most comfortable. Borg lets those high bouncing balls come down and just waits and then patiently strokes it. By both players, as the short angle shots for Arthur seem to be working quite a bit better here in the second set.
And expending little energy, Arthur. It's just like he's out for a Sunday afternoon walk.
Well, he's got long legs. He doesn't look like he's moving that quick.
He's 6'1".
Borg having trouble on his volley. And now he's lost control of the forehand. 40-15.
Much of that type of tennis that we've just seen here a few moments ago, if it continues, it would be frustrating, would it not?
Well, it's frustrating right now for Arthur, who's trying to find himself. And that angled forehand wide. As you could see, Borg got into the net and still couldn't finish the point off at the volley. Gave Arthur an opportunity to pass him, but he didn't. 40-30. If Borg can't volley, I'm sure that the Borg up at the net is slightly frustrated, just as Arthur is in the baseline. There's where Borg is good. The let ball dropped right on the line. Deuce.
Was that on the line, Pancho?
Yes. Okay. The top spin of the shot, and as it went over the net, it created more top spin. When the ball lost speed, the top spin just drove it right down to the ground. It landed right on the line. A good call. And that backhand drop shot fell short of the mark. Advantage, Björn Borg. And a double fault by Arthur, and Borg is back in the second set.
Games are 2-all.
Games are 2-all.
I don't know what happened to Arthur. He just tried to loaf that serve in there instead of hitting it and putting a lot of topspin. Frustration can do that to you. Not an offensive volley by Borg, but nice and deep, produced the air. 15-love. Another short ball by Arthur. Drop shot attempts. Not paying off for Arthur. 30-love. And there's another drop shot attempt, a drop volley that time. Of the last 4 shots that Arthur has tried as a drop volley or a drop shot, he's made 1. And on that one, Borg got to it, won the point. So you can see he's minus 1,000 right there. And again.
Wow. Björn Borg winning the 5th game of this second set to take the lead, 3-2. We'll return to Sea Pines Racket Club after this. Returning now to Harbortown. Borg winning the first set 6-1, and now leading in the second set 3-2. And we go into the 6th game on a very hot day.
Arthur Ashe to serve. Arthur Ashe with a great backhand passing shot of his own. 15 love.
15 love.
Very vital for Arthur to hold his own on these serves now. Indications by Borg coming into the net that he wants to end this match. And producing an error as Arthur Ashe chooses to move in on those high bouncing shots and hit him at shoulder high, a much more difficult shot. 15 all. Arthur easing up on his serve, trying to slow the pace down a little bit. Got an air there from Borg's famous forehand, 30-15. And a beautiful hand by Arthur right on the line, 40-15. Two great forehands by Arthur to set that winning shot up, making Borg lose his footing a little bit on the clay court. Conditions here are absolutely ideal. The sun may be have a little effect on the overhead, but other than that, now there's running back easily for a forehand. Great speed, got him there. Plenty of time. Dink, when you're both at the net, it's quite important to keep the ball low. 40-30. Arthur struggling to stay in this second set.
Loves that center line on serves, doesn't he?
Yes, and I can't understand it because he's way off to the left. It doesn't really give him an angle. Double fault by Arthur is deuce. Arthur having served two double faults now in the last couple of games. The last time he served to lose his serve, which was very, very bad. And there, you see how easy it is to pass a man on clay once you've worked him out of position. Dink, backhand, cross court. Advantage Arthur Ashe. And that high backhand by Arthur misses again. Deuce. Borg moving in on the second serve. And another double fault by Arthur Ashe. And an opportunity for Björn Borg to break serve again and increase his lead here in the second set. Borg won the first set 6-1.
Sorry.
It could be the sun is affecting Arthur a little bit. The sun is straight up above him right now and may have an effect on his toss.
5 double faults for Arthur Ashe.
And that backhand attempt by Borg was wide of the mark, only by inches, so Arthur can breathe a little easier. Back to deuce. Well, here we have a situation where Borg pointed his hand up, showing 2 fingers, play 2. He thought it was a let, but the let court judge said no. They're going to play 2 anyway. Good backhand down the line, but it missed by inches.
Oh, that was close.
It was very close. Very well hit shot. Advantage Borg. Chance again to break serve. And a high backhand again could not be handled by Arthur. Game to Borg.
And Borg now leads in the second set 4-2.
He leads 4-2.
We'll be seeing the 7th game of the second set in just a moment. Here's an opportunity, Pancho, to take a look at the figures. Money, that is. Total prize money of $195,000 in this series, created by the Ford division of the Ford Motor Company. In 4 years, the total has gone $60,000 ahead. Different than in your playing days.
I would say so. It was $195,000 more than when I first started to play tennis, but I think that's great. I think that these players here really deserve it because they're the best in every way that tennis can produce.
In addition to the $50,000 goes this all-new 1977 Ford Thunderbird. What a package.
Well, I would like to take one of those home, and maybe one of these days I'll start playing tennis again and go out there and go for the service ace competition. I think I can still serve reasonably well. This type of tennis, though, Chris, is really tough tennis. Two players of this caliber on a clay court having to hit as many balls back and forth as they do, it really takes a lot of stamina and patience.
We could call this a lesson in ground strokes, couldn't we?
Yes, it is. Arthur is beginning to work a lot harder now for trying to get back into this match. And patience in favor of Björn Borg.
Borg leading 4-2, second set.
I remember in my first year going to Europe to play clay court tournaments against some of the Europeans, and you know, the style of playing on clay by them was very, very different. The short angle shot was so effective, the drop shot was so effective, and they were masters at it, whereas we had been brought up on faster courts and on grass. And that's the surface that Arthur would be the happiest on, is grass. 30-15, Arthur pressing and forcing the issue a bit with a backhand down the line, force the air. Borg doesn't make too many errors, even on a being forced position. Arthur hits some strong shots. That one's got it. Looks, yes, it is deep. 4-15. Borg, 4-2, won the first set 6-1, and here a chance to go up to 5-2 in the second set. And there, Borg not putting the volley away, gave Arthur another chance. And Arthur with a backhand perfectly hit cross court.
Well, the crowd with him here at Sea Pines Racket
Trying
Club.
to give him some encouragement. Borg 40-30.
Björn Borg of Sweden, here in the second set, goes out to a 5-2 lead.
He leads 5-2.
Arthur Ashe now coming out for the 8th game of the second set, down 2-5. Having lost the first set to Björn Borg, 1-6. So if Arthur should lose here, the best he could finish is third. There's a difference of $25,000 between 1 and 3 in our series.
Has somebody told him?
Well,
Now Arthur Ashe coming in. He made a kind of a defensive half volley, but he anticipated the passing shot. 15 love. Good serve, produced an error. 30 love. I guess he heard us when we said difference of $25,000. But he's got a long uphill battle coming back from this score.
oh,
Incredibly hard hit forehand by Borg. Apparently it hit on the line or inside somewhere as it was. Point was given to him. 30-50. Borg, who can take those shots and almost with just a simple hand action create tremendous power. Not often seen in any other player. I don't understand that shot at all. Bounced too high. Borg quickly in there for the kill. 30 all. And Arthur still trying that short angle shot, finds the net again. And this is match point for Björn Borg.
championship point.
Borg all the way over to the backhand to hit his favorite shot, the forehand. And now he moves in, and that looks like it, and it is out.
With ease, Björn Borg, by far the best here in the center court of the Sea Pines Racket Club. He has 3 victory points, 6-1, 6-2, Pancho Gonzalez, and I know the style of Björn Borg's play makes you feel awfully good, because the type of play that you were so great at. Yes.
I would never have loved to play him on clay. My type was a little more of a defense style of play. I would have tried the drop shots, but I think I would have had a better percentage than Arthur. But Björn Borg, with his topspin shots, you just have to have tremendous serving power and good reflexes at the net to cut him off and not let him get set. He's one of the really toughest clay court players I have ever seen as long as I've been involved in tennis. Statistics here indicate, again, that Björn Borg was clearly the winner. He had fewer forehand errors and fewer backhand errors and many more passing shots than Arthur Ashe, and also had the necessary service breaks. You must remember also that Björn Borg is probably the best clay court player in the world today and one of the best we have ever had.
The men's singles final. Champion has been determined. Björn Borg over Arthur Ashe, at whom you're looking. Let's get a comment from Arthur with Andrea Kirby.
Arthur, despite losing today, you still had a very good tournament, and losing to Borg was no disgrace because he was obviously at the top of his game and with a lot of topspin and just doing everything well.
Yeah, he just basically he's a better player than I am on this stuff. But maybe if we play this classic on another surface another year,
Could be different.
I'll get even.
Now, I'm certain that you are happy with the way you played on the surface during the tournament. Was there one thing that maybe you felt you were pretty strong on clay in this classic?
Yeah, well, I mean, I can play on clay. It's just that I wouldn't put myself in the top 7 or 8 players in the world on clay. I mean, I've won some clay court titles, but I'm still disappointed I didn't win. Well, I thought I had a good shot at it, and it's not so much today that I didn't win. It's really the way I played. Bjorn's tough to penetrate on this surface, and he doesn't really give you a chance to be offensive because the ball's up around your shoulders all the time.
What particularly does he do, or did he do today against you that hurt you the most?
He doesn't do anything against anybody. He just puts the ball in the air, and he has the best pair of legs in the game. He can run faster than anybody except Nastasi. And I don't run particularly well. And he's slightly bow-legged, slightly pigeon-toed. I'm not bow-legged. My feet go apart, and that's not conducive to good clay court maneuverability.
Good luck to you, and thanks very much. Chris?
And now Andrea Kirby has moved over to the winner, Björn Borg, here center court, Sea Pines Racket Club, Hilton Head Island. Andrea?
Björn, congratulations on a really consistent, steady, and some super tennis today. And I know that you have mentioned that you are striving very hard to be number one. I didn't see any faults today. Are you pretty much on your game where you want to be?
Well, for the moment I feel very confident, and since Wimbledon this year I've been playing very well. I played well in the US Pro and the US Open, and after that I've been playing very well, and today's match against Arthur I have to be very satisfied. I had good depth on the ball, and then that was the important thing when you have to play Ashe.
Other than the depth on your ball, was there something else that was the strongest part against him?
Well, I feel very confident in my passing shot. When he's making an approach, I have good confidence, and I'm thinking maybe all the time that now I pass him, it's easy to pass him. And maybe that's my best shot for the moment, my backhand and forehand passing shots.
Next week you'll be playing mixed doubles with Sue Barker, and that will be a chance to help her make a lot of money too. Do you think you'll be up for that?
Well, she's good doubles and mixed, and we've not been playing together so much, but I know she's a very good player.
And it worked very well the last time you played together.
It worked very well. She was playing really well.
Great. Congratulations to you, Björn.
Thank you.
Now back to Pancho for a special presentation.
Thank you, Andrea. And here to make a presentation, Mr. William P. Benton, Vice President, Ford Division. We've had a great tournament, haven't we, Bill?
We certainly have. The series has been absolutely spectacular, Pancho. And now it is my pleasure to present, on behalf of Ford Division of the Ford Motor Company, the keys to this beautiful 1977 Ford Chateau wagon to the gentleman who served the most aces during this series. It is my pleasure to present those keys at this time to a gentleman and to a person who is a credit to the game of tennis, Mr. Arthur Ashe. Arthur, congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Well, never thought I'd win this rather dubious on clay, because as Pancho would tell you, not too many aces are served on clay, but I can certainly use this wagon back here. Thanks very much.
You're most welcome.
Congratulations, Arthur. And we'll be back up with Chris right after this.
10 matches completed with 1 to go. That's the finals of the mixed doubles a week from today. At this moment, let's look at the point standings. Björn Borg with 3, Ivan Gulagong with 3.
Sue Barker, third with 2 points. Arthur Ashe, fourth with 2 points. Laver with 1 point. Wade with 1 point. My horse Nastasi also with 1 point. And we have Martina Navratilova in the last place also with 1 point.
And believe me, Eli Nastasi wanted that $50,000 first prize and the Ford Thunderbird. Pancho, it's a pleasure to congratulate Björn Borg on becoming our 4th annual World Invitational Tennis Classic champion.
Well, he's worked hard enough for it. He's played in the other series and had some great singles matches. But today, his performance on the singles court against Arthur Ashe was just a superb method of how you go about handling a guy on clay.
Björn Borg with 7 sets won is the clear-cut winner, and second, also with 3 victory points with less sets won, Ivan Gulagong. In our mixed doubles finals next week, Björn Borg teams with that little honey from England, Sue Barker. And if they can win,